Welcome everybody to season 5, episode 4 of Oz Media's Motivate Me 313 podcast, and we have another exciting show for you today. Today's topic is all about from beauty pageants to community champions, Miss Arab USA's mental health mission. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest today and give a round of applause to Mariam Dabaja is in the building. So shout out to Mariam. She is our guest for today. Shout out to little big bro Yusuf T in the back on the ones and twos. Of course, you got my sister Abir sitting in the middle. She's taking over. I'm slowly going towards the door and out of the door. And
you ain't going nowhere. No,
and she's right there in the middle. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. And first of all, before we start the show, you can follow us on all of our socials. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You can find all those platforms on our website at ozmedia313.com. Shout out to the sponsors of the show: Juice Box, Holy Bowly, Wingfellas, Bates and Mocha, Chill Box, Maliki Kebab, Hanley International Academy, The Family Doc, GE Preparatory Academy, and Royal Kebab. Yusuf, let's give a shout out to The Family Doc, our good friends over there. Shout out to Ali, Dr. Ali, that is, and shout out to everyone else over there at The Family Doc. The Family Doc. Founded in 2021, the Family Doc Clinic and Urgent Care provides comprehensive primary and urgent care services with a patient-centered approach. Their competitive advantage lies in delivering high-quality, flexible care with same-day appointments and walk-in options. So if you twisted your ankle while playing basketball, go to the Family Doc. Your baby has got a cold and you have no scheduled appointment? Go to the Family Doc. With 3 locations in Dearborn Heights, Hamtramck, and Allen Park, the Family Doc team can take care of you anywhere and anytime. So make sure you stop by the Family Doc, where they strive to make healthcare seamless, stress-free, and accessible when patients require it the most. All right, we are officially back. And so, Mariam, let's start off with you. How are you? How are you doing? And you can tell us anything about yourself that helps us get to know you a little better.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Alhamdulillah. The weather has been amazing. I love the fall weather, wearing sweaters, wearing layers.
Don't forget the pumpkin spice too.
Yeah.
I'm team pumpkin spice, brother.
No more matcha?
Who said I ordered matcha? I'm one of those guys that just don't say it's matcha out loud.
Coffee.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mariam. We interrupted.
Yeah. So what I do for my day job is that I'm a performance marketing specialist, really an analyst for Whiskers. And on the side, I own my own business called AcuDetox Me, which helps with mental health and relaxation.
That's awesome. And Abir, how have you been? I know we were here last week, but anything new from last week to this week?
I'm great. I'm slowly losing my voice, but I'm good.
She says she was not yelling at the students. That's not why she lost her voice.
I was just talking so much and repeating myself because it's different.
Yeah. No, that does happen.
I'm teaching the same class a couple times, like you're saying the same thing. I don't know.
For sure. So what Mariam did not mention is that she also was a part of the Miss Arab USA beauty pageant. So shout out to Mariam. And so the first question is, what inspired you to enter the Miss Arab USA pageant, and how did your upbringing in the Arab American community shape that decision?
Yeah, so my cousin actually won Miss Arab World Lebanon last year, and I didn't know what it was. So I went and I did some research and found out that their values matched my values in terms of helping others, being an Arab leader, and most importantly was it focused more on what you do and how you represent yourself than beauty. And going into it, I thought like, this really aligns with my values and the Arab communities, especially in Dearborn, where we need more Arab leadership than people we see on TV who are giving like bad influences and people trying to like follow every footsteps they do.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I first came in, I'm like, you look so young, but just hearing about a little bit about your backstory and how you have your own business and that you're also, part of the different, you're the marketing analyst and starting this as well, going into the pageant, it must have been like kind of nerve-wracking, also something new, but to go in and to do it. And tell us a little bit about how that started as well. Like, how did you get in? Like, how did you actually apply and kind of stuff like that?
Yeah, so I was reading through the application. I'm like, it's like the biggest question on the application is, tell me about yourself. I really had to sit back and think like, why me? Why should I be chosen? And I really had to like go back and recollect like what do I do to help the community? And I started thinking about all the fundraisers, all the comments I've gotten from the younger generation and how they look up to me, and what I could do more to help uplift them and make them go on the right path and do what they love and not care about the judgments. So I really poured all that into the applications, and alhamdulillah, it worked.
Before the show started, we were talking, and I mentioned how, I'm at Woodworth, and teaching leadership skills, and she was like, "Oh my God, I went to Woodworth," and I was telling her you should come talk to the kids, but now even more, I want you to come talk to the kids, because one, they do need it, and they do need to understand at a young age. Like if you know how you said when you read the application, then you're like, okay, what am I doing, and who am I? I always tell them, once you know who you are, then you can align your life to your goals and reach them.
Yeah.
So like, to hear that from you as well, someone that actually basically that could be a dream for someone, what you just accomplished as well, and that would just get them going.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Thank you.
For sure.
Fun fact, Abid was a finalist for Miss Yemen USA,
No,
by
I
the
was
way.
not.
They had to cover from head to toe, and they wear the niqab, and she had to
You're goofy, man.
announce the Yemeni national anthem. So can we give a round of applause for Miss...
This is what little brothers do. Apparently,
it's fun to have a good time with your sister when we don't get these opportunities. You don't know.
That's
so
true.
You gotta enjoy them while you can. So
don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna invite you next to come talk to the kids. I
there
promise.
you go. I'm trying to get in there. You started inviting people,
But no jokes about me. That's the only agreement.
How you think the kids are gonna like me? The kids are gonna like me because of that. So, I think it's an important question, and it's how did your family and local community in Dearborn react to your participation in Miss Arab USA?
Yeah, so when I applied, I didn't tell my family. I waited.
Is there? Can you for those that may not know, why would you not tell your family in that situation?
It's not that they wouldn't be supportive. Like, alhamdulillah, I know that they were going to be supportive, but I wanted to make sure it was absolutely everything that I wanted, and I didn't let anyone else's opinions change my aspect and perspective of why I'm doing this.
Okay. Great point. And so how about the community wise, like your friends and everyone else?
Yeah, everyone was so positive. I expected backlash, and I prepped myself for all the hate and to not read any of the comments. Obviously, I went in and read the comments, but they ended up being really positive, and people that I never knew who would reach out were reaching out with positivity, saying how they could help, what they can do for me to make sure I can make it into a top 5 role. And all that support ended up helping me and getting me into high positions. And even after getting into the top 5, I was now getting reached out to different companies saying that they wanted me to speak. They wanted me to showcase what I wanted to if I had won. And it opened up so many new opportunities for me.
So technically you still won.
I still won in the long run, even 100%. Though I didn't win the title.
Yeah.
Listen, you won here.
Yeah.
And I do want to say something about the Dearborn community. They do help out.
They're so generous.
Whenever especially someone is really trying to
make a difference.
Yes, and get out of the bubble, they do show out. And I love that you mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
How long did it take? How long did the process take?
So I applied back in February. I heard on May 5th that I made it as a top 20. And
you didn't tell nobody during that time?
I didn't tell a single person. I kept
it
to myself.
Good.
It was I love sharing. So keeping that secret was so hard.
I bet. I can't even imagine.
And then the second that I found out, they told us that we had to wait till they announced it. And I'm like, oh my God, more waiting. I can't wait to tell people. And as soon as I think it was the middle of May, I was able to start telling people. And that's when all the positivity starts rolling and I started getting more self-confidence.
So then when was the actual
the whole event of where you guys had to talk about
on stage
and stuff?
Yeah, so we had to get to Arizona on July 12th, where we had 1 week of interviews and training, and then the pageant was on July 19th.
Oh wow.
And then they made a decision
on stage. Yeah.
Oh wow. And so
yeah,
she finished runner up. So first of all, second place is crazy. Out of how many people, by the way?
I think it was around 150 to 200 applicants throughout the U.S.
And I'm assuming, maybe they don't tell you, but why do you feel like they picked you and, to almost finish number 1, but even number 2, which is amazing? Why do you feel like that they chose you in that situation?
I feel like they chose me because they could see through, because they did mention multiple times they were stalking us on social media. So they could see everything that I was doing online. they probably talk to other people, seeing what I can do. Even in the private interviews, I've gotten positive comments saying like they can see how genuine and honest I was, and that I'm not faking it to win. Like, I'm there because I do want to make a difference, and I know that I can.
So did you start off like, sorry for my ignorance, and I'm also asking for like, I'm thinking about what would, they want to know, like Michigan, like and then you went towards USA, or did you go there representing yourself, or what?
So I went in representing Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there were three other people representing Lebanon from different areas in the U.S.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What were some other, if you don't mind, because this is Miss Arab USA,
Yeah.
so
Miss
what are
Arab,
some
okay.
other nationalities that were there?
Palestine, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Egypt. Morocco too.
Sweet. And then, so number 2 out of almost 200 contestants. Give her a round of applause,
Yeah,
man. That's,
crazy.
But like I told her before, anybody that walks into Oz Media is number 1. They're a winner no matter what. So we're going to treat her as she is the winner no matter what. But that is awesome. And so how does it feel like representing the Arab and Muslim, woman on a national stage? Like, what does that mean to you personally?
I felt like it was a proud moment. It gave me a chance to represent our resilience and our heritage and showcase that as Arab, we can do anything and show excellence. And at the same time, not only helping our community, but helping other communities, because at the end of the day, we're all one.
I love that, man. Look at that answer. I felt like we were on stage for a second, right? You know what I'm saying? So
no arms, no nothing. I love it.
Yeah, ready to go.
Maybe even, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
We're plugging stuff in. Mention your how you built your communication skills to my kids too.
Okay.
Side note. Okay.
I got it.
How did you? What was, because it doesn't, it takes practice, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell us the process of how you did build
Or even some tips.
Tips?
Yeah. So honestly, before I even was announced as a top 20, I had to prepare myself. So I had my husband set 1 hour with me every day just to run through random questions and be able to build the stamina of talking to other people. Because before that, I struggled with looking people in the eye, talking to them, for building full sentences. I'm a grown adult, but I still don't know how to talk to people. It's hard. It's a skill you need to build.
And listen, they don't teach it anymore in school.
Yeah.
And as soon as they told me this position was open, I was like, this is my passion. I want to help these kids become, go back to how kind of we grow up, because I feel like the younger generation, they're in front of their phones, or they're more comfortable texting instead of talking to someone face to face, and I kind of want to bring that back.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully support that.
So I know, I'm glad that sometimes the kids especially need to hear from someone that they can look up to. You know what I'm saying? Not just your teacher. So it's good to have, for sure.
I feel like ever since you went to Woodworth, you have a little bit more pep in your step. I've been going on.
I love Salina and I love Hanley, but I feel like, a lot of the schools are kind of taken care of in a way. But I feel like I can do something different. I think it's what I'm teaching too. It's a passion.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I used to teach math, science, social studies. It's hard to connect with kids when you have to constantly teach,
Yeah.
But with this, there's so much flexibility, and you see the need in the kids, So it's you're doing something that's going to help them in the future. And they also take that in as well. Because when you're teaching math, what am I going to ever do this, miss? When am I going to, or, when am I going to need this, miss? But with this, it's I'm actually giving them skills they can use in the future, that'll benefit them.
Well, this is a great time to take our next break. Let's give a shout out to our good friends over there at Malika Kebab, and then we're going to keep things rolling. I want to ask about the behind the scenes. So get that ready, because we want all the tea.
Yeah.
There has to be drama, right? I mean, you put, a lot of competitive people in one room or one area.
Especially girls.
I didn't want to say that. Well, I was happy you said it. I was about to, but I stopped myself. So let's give a shout out to Malika Kebab, and then we'll keep things rolling. Malika Kebab has become noted as one of the best Middle Eastern restaurants in the Metro Detroit area. The restaurant has become a popular destination for visitors and is always full of satisfied locals who are proud to invite their guests to taste real Middle Eastern food. With options like shish platters, shawarma plates, shawarma sandwiches, lamb chops, fattoush, and tabbouleh salads, you can never go wrong when you choose to eat at Malika Kebab. They currently have 3 locations: West Dearborn, Taylor, and Trenton. Be sure to stop by Malika Kebab to satisfy all of your Middle Eastern cravings. You can also visit them at their website, malikkebab.com. All right, we're back. So, I guess we'll let's go off from that. So let's start off with like, I mean, you got a lot of people competing in one area. There's going to be some drama in there. So maybe just, what are some of the things, maybe a future person that's listening, just prepare them for, okay, this might happen, just know that this might happen.
Yeah, just know that everyone's there to win, even though it doesn't look like it. And other people are going to really push towards the end or try to bring the worst out of you. Just know to like stay natural, be yourself, and don't overthink it and be someone you think they need you to be.
Like you watch the movies with the pageants, right? And you see like is it kind of realistic? Like
Not really.
Sabotaging or whatever.
I know, like the producer would tell us like years past that girls would like sabotage each other, like ruin outfits, tell them wrong information to say or do, and it just ends up making them look bad. But through the years, they've said like all the contestants have been getting so much better and like so much friendlier.
I love that. Did you meet any like people that are now like your friends?
Yeah, so my roommate, she was like one of my biggest competitor. She's now my best friend and like sisters, and we talk constantly.
I love it.
And we're always like in line with each other. I was trying to convince her to move to Dearborn, but she's in Chicago now, so hopefully like that's still like an easy commute to see each other.
Sometimes you end up finding people that you have like, similar goals, similar mindsets. Obviously if her coming on the going to the pageant as well, there's so much similarities, so you do end up building that friendship.
Yeah.
Did you meet people from Michigan?
Like, so yes and no. So there's one girl in Sterling Heights and one girl in Livonia, and we just met each other last weekend for like a little reunion, and it was nice. But at the same time, like we've never known each other beforehand. But after like meeting each other, like we talk not as much as me and like my now best friend, but we're still close to each other.
It's crazy how like you could be from Michigan, but when you're in another city, like you don't cross paths unless you go to college with them or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Dearborn is a strong bubble. I'll say that much.
Did you go there with anyone, or you went there by yourself?
I went by myself.
Are you allowed to like bring family? Like can they attend the pageant, or they're not allowed to?
Yeah, so my husband, my sister-in-law, and my parents, they all came the day of the pageant, but they did not want anyone coming near us or anything, even talking to us on the phone while the entire week we're there. It was very strict.
Sounds like it. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions you faced about Muslim women, both inside and outside of the pageant world? Like, what are some misconceptions?
One of the biggest misconceptions I have is recording yourself while doing a good deed, like community service. I know a lot of people thought like, oh, you're only doing it for attention. You only want people to look at you. You look at now, like you're filming all of your community service work. Like, why? And I'm like, wait, one, like I'm not doing it for attention. I do it because that's in my heart. That's what I want to do. That's what I enjoy. And a lot of the work that I'm doing is because I'm working with nonprofits now. And Miss Ada being a nonprofit, for example, you need documentations of all the work you do and see where all the money is going. So that's the main reason. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, like you don't get the hasanet for recording it. I'm like, okay, that's so different.
I hate when people do that stuff.
No, and you put up a great point, because sometimes people don't want to donate unless they see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So one is bringing in donations. Two, you're inspiring people.
Yeah.
So listen, haters gonna hate.
If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. Famous line. Famous line. I forgot who said that, but that's a great line. Okay, thank you for sharing that. And how about, because obviously another misconception people have is, oh, Arab are Muslim, which is not true.
Yeah.
So was there like anything going on between all the contestants with like, Arab and not Muslim and non-Muslim thing going on? Or I'm just asking.
Yeah, he wants the juice.
He wants the juice. We want clips. That's what we want. We want the nice clips.
So going into it, I thought that I was the only Muslim, and it was majority Christians. And like slowly, I started to realize that there was like probably 5 Muslims out of the 20. But one of the comments that I found was like funniest, we were all praying together in my room, and then I would use the oris, which is like a rock that we pray on, and they were like, what is that? And I'm like, it's an oris. They were like, wait, are you Shia? We've never met a Shia before. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'm like 1 in a million, I guess. But yeah.
No, that's awesome.
No, I mean, I'm gonna be really honest with you right now too. We grew up in Hamtramck, so when when I was younger, I didn't even know like there was different sects. I didn't even know what I was.
Yeah.
I was Muslim.
You see, that's how I was, because I started off at a charter school where like we were all mixed. No one ever talked about culture or religion. Then I went into like public school. People would ask me like, "Are you Sunni or Shia?" I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. Honestly, I did not know. Like, I didn't know. I'm just Muslim until I went to college and I was at a prayer room and my friend, you know, I didn't know what it was called, the
Urus, yeah.
and I'm like, wait, what's that? Like, I just, you know,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, you know, this is, you have to pray for, and then I'm like, oh, am I doing this wrong? Like, you know how you're, because I didn't even know the difference of what it was, and she's like, she's like, you're most likely not Shia. She told me, and I'm like, wait, what's that? in college, so like, you know, I still to this day, like I see it as like more of a divide than as something that could, you know, brings us together. So I like to still continue to say that I'm Muslim, and
I love that.
you know, and I'm not for the divide for sure.
For sure. And that's the best way of answering it. If somebody asks you, I think I'm Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should focus on. But with that said, one of the things that you do focus on is mental health advocacy.
Yes.
So the first part of the show, which was, you know, a lot of discussion on the pageant, which is kudos to you, but I think one of the greatest works that you do is with the mental health stuff. And as we know in our community, that's something that you can't talk about it enough, and you can't even do enough, because it's much needed, and it's not talked about enough in our community. So when did you realize that, you know, mental health advocacy was needed in our community, and what personal experiences drove you towards this mission?
Yeah, so growing up, I struggled heavily with mental health, and I never knew what to do. I was even medicated, and
you can keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on medication trying to help with it. And I would go to like school concerts, trauma dump, and like go home like, okay, what else? Like, I don't feel satisfied. I still like feel the urge of hurting myself or being severely upset and like not being able to get up. And my mom later, she was certified in auricular acupuncture, which is what I do now. And that treatment ended up helping me to the point where I was able to get off of my medication and talk to a therapist and change my life's path so I can see more positively. And that's what I want to bring into the community. I want to make sure like everyone can like get the support they need in different ways. And I feel like in schools, they don't really talk about it anymore. Like, we have so many different subjects, but nothing on mental health.
Nothing. Abid, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I 100% agree. It's especially, I personally, I notice it starts in middle school.
Yeah.
And if we can like start something, I mean, we have peer-to-peer, which is, you know, for mental health. It's a program now, so it's a lot better. But when I was going to school, that didn't exist. Like, you know, toughen up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it is getting better. It's getting better. Is it like fully 100% enough? Obviously it's not there, but that would be something good to even, you know, discuss as well.
Yeah.
Also, can you explain the process of acupuncture?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you that too.
Yeah. So what I do is like auricular acupuncture. So it's all points in the ear that connect to the entire body. So it helps rejuvenate, connects with the nervous system to calm your nerves, and restores like your entire body. So usually when like I have my clients, they don't believe it, and I'm like, just give it some time. Just the first session, you just sit back for 45 minutes. You just get to relax. And then they always come back feeling like a completely different person. And then they were like the next day, oh, like the relief went away. Like, what happened? And I'm like, okay, you need to do it for 6 to 8 weeks to actually be able to get that long-term effect.
Like every day?
No, once a week.
Oh, once a week?
Yeah, once a week. And I have had clients to finish the entire 6 to 8 weeks, and they came back to me saying they feel amazing. Like, they feel like they're going down the right path. They're able to make changes in their life they never thought they could do before.
So does it hurt?
Not really. It's like a tiny pinch. I tell people it's like a mosquito bite.
Those hurt. No, just messing around. No, wow, that's interesting.
So you said you focus on the ear.
Yes.
So what's the science behind the ear? Like, what's the I mean?
Yeah, so the whole treatment follows the traditional Chinese medicine. So the ear is like, if you flip it upside down, it kind of looks like a baby. So the inner ear is like the head, and then going up the ear cradles into like the legs and the arms. So each point connects to the body. Whereas like if you go for the neck, it only touches on the neck. Your feet only touches on your feet. Your arms, like those are only specific spots, but the ear has the entire body anatomy on it.
Wow. Learn something.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie, like when she was saying that, I was like trying to like, trying to imagine how it would feel.
So going off of that is what unique mental health challenges do you feel like Arab and Muslim women face that are often misunderstood or overlooked?
I feel like one of the biggest challenges is like how we put ourselves out there. I know a lot of people are like, women should not like show themselves, should not like be in the light, they need to step back. When I feel like the women's voices are the ones that need to be heard the most, because we go through the most challenges, we go through the most trauma, and we have like stories to tell that could change lives.
I love that answer.
I feel like we carry wisdom too.
Yeah.
And people can relate. People can see how you go through your journey, and then it'll help them through their journey.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like we don't want to hide. Like we don't want to gatekeep. Like, let us help each other out here.
How about you? I gotta ask you the same question, Ivy. Like, what do you feel like is the main challenge that Muslim women face about mental health situations that's overlooked?
So for women, we're supposed to be patient. We're supposed to, take it in. We're supposed to sacrifice. We're supposed to do all these things. And it's like, as soon as we try to do something for ourselves, it's like, oh, she's selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and I can, I'm definitely, I would say I'm under that category too, where I felt all of those things. So anytime I try to put myself first, I get that guilt of like, no, I should be helping everybody else, or I should, you're especially when you're a mom, when you get into that role. But that's what it is. Like anything we do for ourselves, even if we're enjoying life, it's like, oh, they put that guilt in you. Even if you choose your career before you get married, oh, she's not, like, it's always, if you choose yourself in anything, it's like it's wrong, unless you chose the route of being a wife at home, bearing kids, and having that specific role. So that is something, and people don't realize you could do both. Just because you want to go this route doesn't mean you want that route. You don't want that. So just leave people alone.
Overall, pretty much leave them alone and let them.
She said the biggest one of that you should not be seen, basically.
Yeah. All great answers. Both of them were great answers and are also great points. And believe it or not, we're moving into the last third of the show. So we're going to give a shout out to our final sponsor of today, which is Juicebox. So let's go ahead and give them a shout out. And then we're going to keep things rolling. Shout out to Juicebox. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juicebox is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blast, strawberry burst, or mango smoothies. Juicebox currently has 4 locations: Hamtramck, Dearborn, Detroit, and Trenton. So be sure to stop by Juicebox and get ready to leave there with a big smile on your face. You can also visit their website at juiceboxblend.com or download their app at juiceboxblend.appfront.app. All right, so with that said, believe it or not, we're already moving into the last third of the show. You're doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank
Mariam.
you.
And
very easy to talk to.
Yeah. I feel like there's like more stuff I want to ask, you know what I'm saying? And if it comes, it comes, So how do you respond to the just pray more mindset that sometimes replaces the mental health care in traditional families? As Arab.
Yeah.
You need to pray more.
Yeah, I get that comment so many times. And I feel like it's a supplement. Yes, it helps. But it's like putting a Band-Aid over a broken bone. Like, you can keep putting the Band-Aid, but it's going to keep getting ruined. You're going to have to keep replacing it, and it's not going to solve the primary issue of your bone being broken. Yes, you can pray, that helps, but you need to see someone like a therapist. Go through different routes, trying different things that make you happy, or do what you need to do to get out of the negative mindset.
And then a lot of the times, people say, I do pray and it's not working, and I am reading the Quran, it's not working. People don't realize that you have to also like really have that khushu', and you can't have that khushu' if you haven't solved the problem itself.
Yeah.
You're going to be anxious reading the Quran, and it's like it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be thinking about what the problems while you're praying, so you're not in, full focus or where you can get that healing.
Yeah.
So you need both. You need to clear your mind. You need to have space for yourself. You need to know what works for you. Some people they like hiking. That's when they could, dump out of, all of their thoughts out, or nature or whatever. But some people need a therapist. You need someone to talk to. So they, like you said, they go hand in hand. And for the ones that say it doesn't, like prayer doesn't work, it's because you need both. Like
Yes.
you have to empty all those thoughts and ideas that are clouding your brain, so then you can focus on your prayer. So so you need both, basically.
Great answer, because I do believe you have to like almost rewire yourself, right?
Yeah.
Almost kind of have like a clean slate before you use prayer or the Quran or whatever it is to guide you or put you back on the right track. Like you said, you can't just go from that to that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. The focus is not going to be there, and the khushu' is not going to be there, and you're not going to be fully invested in what you're doing. But I think once you rewire it and kind of like you said, let go of the thing. Don't get me wrong. I agree that praying is part of the formula to healing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to just tell somebody that. And, we have these conversations in guys group chats. It's a go-to thing. They just need to pray more. You know what I'm saying? And I sit there and I'm like, you can't be these same guys, by the way, if you follow the group chat, like they got issues. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone is going through something.
Yeah. And so it's like, that's why you're going through those issues. I don't think they realize it. Those same people that are talking, saying that, do you know that the stuff that you post, I don't think is a normal, you're going through something. The negativity, how you're always negative 24/7. It's like, there's bigger issue there. You know what I'm saying? And, I just think that people need to reflect on that. And this is not us saying not to pray. 100%. Prayer is, if you were to tell me to rank them, I would say it's number one on that list. Having that relationship with Allah is number one on the list. But some people, that's just not the solution for them. And so,
or it's not the only solution.
The only solution for them. And you should meet people where they're at. Like I say, okay, this person, this is what they're dealing with. See how you can help them. Then, give them that advice.
I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't want to pray. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that it's, people struggle in different ways, So when someone's going through a mental health crisis, you don't just say, go pray. Obviously, they deep down, they want to, but sometimes like with everything that's going on or whatever they're struggling with, it's hard. And then on top of that, when they do try and they don't see the results and they get frustrated and then they don't know what else to do. But when, there's ways to, like you said, therapy, through nature, through isolation. Sometimes, it can be good and bad depending on the person. Everybody's different, and we shouldn't just give them one way to solve it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So, your company is called AccuDetox, or is it
AccuDetox Me?
AccuDetox Me, okay. And so, can you share a memorable success story from your advocacy work with AccuDetox Me that keeps you motivated? Like, maybe I know you kind of already mentioned somebody, but maybe if there's like another story of somebody I was like, yo, this worked, this was amazing.
Yeah, so I actually had a mom come in where she was struggling with stress and depression, and she always felt like she had no time for her. And at this point, it's like, I know you can't step away. Let me try coming to you, and I'll give you the treatment in a place where you feel safe and you feel secure, where you don't feel like you need to throw yourself left and right. And so we did treatments for a while, and around like the 8th week, she was like, I feel so much better. Like, I feel like I'm on the right path. I have an agenda for myself. Like, I have like a balanced schedule where I can put enough time for me and not feel like I'm overwhelmed with kids pick up. What am I going to make for dinner? I got to make sure the kids have everything they need for school, and so on.
Does it like help with like brain fog? Like, what are some of the
benefits?
Yeah, so mental health being one big one. It helps with relaxation. It helps with body pain. It helps people with like blood sugar. It helps people with like, I guess this goes into mental health, but like stress. It helps with like a various amount of things.
I love that.
It's interesting. I better go check her out.
So a lot of us want to focus on like holistic ways. We don't want to always have to medicate and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I know medication was not the route for me, and I always felt like I was not me on it. So I'm so happy I got to get off of it.
Amazing.
So where do you see or hope to see at least mental health awareness in the Arab American community 5 years from now?
Yeah.
Or in the next 2 to 5 years. Maybe 5 years is too long. We want to see it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I was saying, like I want to see it in the schools. I feel like kids spend majority of their lives with friends and with teachers. And putting it into the school system, creating a subject, creating a space for students just to learn what mental health is, different resources they can reach out to, people they know they can trust, just so we don't run into instances like kids dying, young adults killing themselves at such an old age. And I really want those news stories to end, and I feel like it starts in the schools.
I agree. I second that. So listen, we got to talk. Because if you have ideas of like what we should implement, or you have, anything that or suggestions or whatever, we're always open because we have to be there for the kids.
Yeah.
Like I always tell, you have to love what you teach, but you have to love who you teach more.
Period. Yes, I completely agree, and I do have some ideas, so I'd love to share them with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Listen, I bet knows that we do 3 clips a week. She's trying to get herself in a clip right there with that quote right there.
Listen, I was going to use another quote. Connect before you correct.
That's not yours.
I know,
That's
but I'm taking
yours.
it.
Yeah, I'm going to take it too. That was a great line.
I use that even at school.
I guess from
all the
last
time.
week, she was like, connect before you, what is it?
Correct.
Correct.
So don't try to like tell somebody they're doing something wrong if you don't have no relationship with them first.
You know what I'm
It'll be a
saying?
lot easier for you to, give someone advice if you build that relationship first.
Yeah, I feel like trust comes before anything.
Connect before you correct, all right? So believe it or not, we're running into the end of the show. So before you prepare your final words, or if you any more questions, feel free to...
Or if you have anything else that you want to add that we didn't touch
maybe
on.
we didn't question or talk to you about it. Prepare it as I just go through, how people can follow us one more time, and then you guys can close out the show with that stuff. So again, you can follow us on all of our socials. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You can find all those platforms on our website at ozmedia313.com. Shout out to the sponsors of the show: Juice Box, Holy Bowly, Wing Fellas, Beta Mocha, Chill Box, Malika Kebab, Hanley International Academy, The Family Doc, GE Preparatory Academy, and Royal Kebab. We appreciate those businesses for their support. With that said, we'll let you go, and then we'll let you close out the show, Mariam. Abir, any final words, final comments, final questions, anything you'd like to say?
I am so happy that I got the chance to meet you, Mariam. You are doing wonderful things. I'm happy that we are going to be connected and you could bring some great just aura to Woodworth. I'm going to keep watching you, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. And mental health matters. I love how they're trying to turn the, whole
Stigma.
Yeah, over like beauty, just that, but with the whole pageant, like not focusing only on beauty, but also focusing on service. And you're beautiful either way.
Thank
so
you.
I'm very proud of you, and I'm
Thank
happy
you.
for you to be on here, and hopefully more to come.
Thank you.
Inshallah. And go ahead, Mariam. The stage is yours, Mariam. Say what you have to say.
I want to thank you guys so much for having me on here. It honestly means a lot, and I'm happy that I can share my message, especially giving different platforms that I can share it on now that I don't have the Masada platform to share at a national level. I know it's way more important to start smaller than grow in a larger size and go from just giant to even bigger. So thank you so much. And I do want to remind everyone to do what you love. Don't care what anyone says. And if you trust yourself, you're going to go far, and just believe in yourself.
Give these ladies a round of applause. They did a great job on the show.
Now, I do want to add, when I hear you talk, and I'm like, doubt kills fear. Dreams more than failure ever will. So if you doubt yourself, that noise, or you let people doubt you, before you even try it, it'll just kill your dream. And I love that you stayed quiet. I'm still hung up on that.
I'm surprised you didn't mention nothing about being Miss Yemen USA, Abir.
Ahmad, it's not funny.
It's very funny.
No, it's not.
I think somebody who's watching is going to crack up.
No, I don't think
mentioned
anybody's
Miss
going to
Yemen
crack.
USA. But listen, are you related to... because I know the Dabaja name is a big name.
Yeah.
But are you related to Mehdi Dabaja? He went to Fortson last year. I think he graduated.
I heard of him. I
Okay.
don't think our families are so big, so I only know my closest family.
Yeah. So we had him on the show a couple times when they had a charity basketball game coming up. So we try to hype up the game. Great player, great guy too. So very good dude. But when I saw the last name, I was like, oh, might have been related with him. So But thank you, anyways, for coming on the show. This was another great show. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you learned something from this episode. Again, this was season 5, episode 4 of Motivate Me 313's podcast, From Beauty Pageants to Community Champions, Miss Arab USA's mental health mission. Mariam, Abir, myself, Amar. Shout out to Yusuf T in the back. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all next time.